What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on the Pool Focus Podcast. My name's Quentin, and today's guest is an amazing photographer from Cross Lanes, West Virginia, that mainly focuses on shooting families, little ones, along with engagement, just lifestyle type of photography. But she's amazing, and it's his first time sitting down and chatting with her. So without further ado, is Miss Haley Abbott.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. So Haley, like I said, this is the very first time of us talking and meeting, and I know we've been following each other for quite a while and stuff as well. I don't even know how we kind of like stumbled up on each other's pages.
I remember how I found yours.
Okay.
You did Josie's pictures before
Okay,
and
her
did a
portraits,
giveaway,
yeah.
and I shared it like 100 times on my Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is, I don't know. It's really cool with this podcast and like meeting so many other photographers because it gives you a really cool like validation of knowing that other photographers follow other photographers. It's like we want to get to know more about that art, and it's like Josie was talking about when I first met her. She was like, I didn't even know I didn't even think you knew who I was or anything. I was like, no, like you're good and stuff. So, but yeah, it's the same thing with you. I love your style. I think it's really cool because a lot of these photographers are getting on here. Like, it's nothing that I want to get into. So it's like I'm just like learning so much about it. Like in previous episodes I talked about I don't want to deal with like kids or families or anything like that, and I'm just like if you do it, have it and stuff. I don't want it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just talk a little bit about your history, what you shoot with, what got you into photography, the whole shebang.
Okay. Well, me and my husband, we went out and bought my first camera in 2019.
Okay.
And the way I bought my camera was I found it on Facebook Marketplace. We drove 2 hours. It was like pitch black outside on some weird farm in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
There was no cell phone service, so I couldn't be like, hey, I'm here. And I ended up they wanted me to come inside their house. I go inside their house, get my camera, and like, it was crazy. And then I walked back out, loved it. It was a little Canon Rebel T2i.
Okay.
And then I upgraded to a T7i, and now I have a Canon R6.
Yeah, that is. I remember you putting that in the group chat the other day, and I didn't say anything about it because I'm not going to judge on it because I kind of had a similar experience. My wife, when she got me my very first camera, I don't even know what it was called. I knew it was a Fuji. It wasn't like a DSLR or anything like that. It was just a digital camera, and we was in college, and we went down to Parkersburg, and it was rainy, and it was just like a crappy day, and she thought she got a really good deal, and the camera was good until I realized it wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we met it was a kid too. It was like 17. And for all we know, it could have been a crime scene, and but yeah, I saw that and I was like, I feel like everybody has to like, that's like a good initiation of like, you don't just go to the store and buy it and stuff. Like, you have to go Facebook or something like that and get like a hand-me-down in a sense, just to do it. But like, once I got that one, I switched. I ended up getting a Nikon, and then I've shot with Canon, and now I'm with Sony. So like,
I'm a Canon girly.
Yeah. Canon's good.
Yeah,
Canon's
I love
good.
Canon.
We've had a lot of Canon users on here. I think, honestly, we've had all Canon except for Cold. I think they shoot on Nikon. They might shoot on Canon. And then myself, everybody else has been Canon. So there's so many benefits to it. I think, I've mentioned it so many more times as like the color and like with your editing style and everything. I think that is just, a prime example that it does work and everything. So, so what got, like, you ended up getting that camera, and then what sparked all this interest and stuff? Like, was it just like because of during 2019 and it was like COVID?
So me and my husband, we ended up having infertility problems, and then that's why I went full-time, because I realized I like taking pictures of people with their kids, their families, and memories are important.
So for you, it already has like a back end meaning and stuff. Yeah. Okay. I see. I love that too. I think like every photographer or artist that goes into like a full-time job, or even like they dive a little bit deeper, there's always this, a different meaning on it. For me, I think it's I kind of grew up by myself, so like the only people I had around me was like an older crowd, so like I couldn't like do it. So like I had like I needed a way to like express myself, and I always loved art, always loved. But I think I also grew up into like the digital age too, so like it was very easy for me to use a camera compared to like, something back in like the 80s and 90s and stuff. So like, it's weird though because like my bachelor degree is in studio art, but I ended up being better at the digital side than actual drawing and like portraits and stuff. So like, but they all like they have so many like pros and cons with like each other on how they can support each other. But I know with just overall like artists in general, like you have so many different genres and different styles, and like you can see some of their like history and stuff like kind of like bleed into. I don't want to say bleed into, but like kind of like
flow into it, I
reflect in,
guess.
or something like that. And it's interesting to see it because now that you say that, and I was like, that makes perfect sense now. So just looking at your work.
I think that's why I'm also like really patient because I have a wild, almost 2-year-old, and she does not like pictures. People are like, "Oh, she's so cute." No, screaming, crying the whole time. That's why when I do families, I'm like, it's okay. Don't freak out if your kid's screaming. Like, we'll take our time.
Yeah.
And I usually try to book like, honestly, 1, maybe 2 on the weekends because I don't want to overcrowd myself. And I just want to take our time and just have fun.
Yeah, that's one thing I've definitely learned on my sessions with any of the kids that I've dealt with. I've dealt with some, but like you're on their time and you can't rush it. That's why like when they're talking about these mini sessions and stuff, like, listen, if you guys can do them, so much power to you all. Like I
know my mini sessions. I've did a few, and I always say like, 15 minutes, and it's like I always block out extra just in case because I'm
that's a lot of math too. I don't like to do the math. Like I'm just like all my rates are like pretty like solid and everything's included, and I don't want to get like crazy with stuff. And I'm just like, okay, at least we'll get what we get, and stuff. But
you don't fit.
Yeah. So you're kind of like new into the whole entire scene in a sense, like, because COVID is like a whole blur on the whole entire world and stuff, and it's like it doesn't even feel like it happened, but I know for me during that time, that was definitely one of the hardest creative times, because I moved directly down to Charleston during that time, and before I didn't have like so many locations and stuff. Like I was living in the Philippines, so it was like Sheets was like the most diverse place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So other than that, but down here I was like, oh, there's so many buildings, there's so many things, so I can meet so many people. And then like 2 weeks after that, COVID hit, and I'm just like, for 6 months straight, I was like, okay, do I try to set up a shoot and then say, do I try to get tested or try to do that and stuff like. During that period, was it like kind of hard to like find a clientele that?
Yeah, and especially since I was like just starting out, nobody wanted to take a chance of getting sick.
Yeah, especially with their little ones and stuff too. It was a scary time for everybody, I think, and it's so crazy. It feels like it was a lifetime ago and stuff. But and then I think I did a couple of sessions in mask actually, and I was just like, I don't know, I was itching to create something, and it was frustrating for sure, but now I know that it's pretty easy to like just book as many as you can. People don't even like look at that. That's another thing too I've never thought about with like families meeting. Because, like, I've seen, like, some families, like, if they go, like, have their kids, like, out in, like, public places and stuff, too, and stuff, they don't want to be photographed. Have you met with some of them that they just want to photograph them, but they can't, like, you can't post on there?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's always my favorite pictures, too.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. How do you deal with that, in a sense, like?
I just say that's fine and ask them if there's any that they do want me to post. And I have some that, like, a mommy and me session, for instance, she'll let me post pictures of like her and her daughter or her and her son, but like not individual pictures of just a child because of other family members, might take it.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's so hard for me to relate because like I don't have kids or anything. I always mention that I have a border collie, and that's pretty much she's like my baby. But like,
I have two pit bulls.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, they're all family. I mean, that's one thing I've shot 3 dogs, I think, in this last month. They've been a lot of people's bringing them on their graduation sessions, and it's like
I like dogs.
I'm loving that. Yeah, I love animals in general.
See,
And
I have a
stuff.
pet squirrel now, so whenever it gets
What?
more
Okay,
tamed
okay. So
and like relaxed.
yeah, let's talk about that then. Let's talk about the squirrel.
So like about 2 months ago, I was on the porch with my nana and my daughter, and I looked over and she was like pointing at it, and it was a baby squirrel. So I run out to Walmart, brought all the supplies, bottle fed it, and now it's my little best friend. My husband calls it Squirrelio, and I call
Yeah.
it Squeaky. So
Yeah. That's hilarious. My mom and dad, it's interesting that you say that because like nowadays, like it's so like people look at it but back in the day, like people did that all the time.
Yeah.
Like they would, like, like little, fawns and stuff, like deers and stuff. Like my dad has a picture that he raised like a buck until like he was like 4 years old.
So that's
And
awesome.
and
I would if I
he had like
could.
a whole set of horns, and they ended up letting them loose because it started getting protective against like my mom. Every single time my dad went up to like they had him in like a stable, whatever, he would like start taking his horns and hitting so they was just like, this is getting dangerous now
Yeah.
and stuff. But I was just like thinking, I was like, no, you guys didn't do that. And then they start pulling out these pictures from like the 80s, and I'm just like, who are you guys and stuff? But they had squirrels. They had a pet raccoon at one point.
I want a pet raccoon.
Yeah.
I can't find those things anywhere unless it's in my trash can eaten. So
Yeah, that's funny though. I actually went back home to my parents last week, and we was looking through some older pictures, and old pictures just like they fascinate me so much because of just like the detail of the technology back then. And I had to tell my mom because my mom was like looking at it, was like, why, like she had one photo of like my great grandma, I think, and she was like in her 20s or something, but she wasn't smiling. Well, those photos you have to sit still because it's like a long exposure, and then it's just like 1800s when you see it, you know what I mean? And she didn't understand. She's like, they never look happy back then. I was like, that's because they couldn't move.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, so it's like they all look like they're mean,
Yeah.
but it's like they told them like you can't move and stuff. And you got to think too, like back in the day, getting your picture taken was like, it was a big deal. It was like that meant like you probably saved enough money for like that month to do that, and that was like what you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you were not going to ruin it, and so like you kind of like listen to them, and I think that's a really interesting thing because like that's the type of photography that I kind of like geek out or nerd out on because I'm just like, I could like always like I could look through all these archives and check it out because I love seeing like something that happened and then like how it changed. And it's like even if in my own work you see like the edits and you're just like, what am I going to be doing in like 5 years from now? You know what I mean? And it's like the same thing with you and stuff. It's like think about like some of your stuff in like 5 years from now where it's going to go and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't know, it's pretty interesting. Is there anybody that you think that when you're looking at like your type of style that you relate to and you're just like, I'm not going to say compare because that's the worst thing you can do is compare yourself. But
And
like,
I'm bad about that.
yeah, but like being inspired by it and just like, I want to get my type of work into that type of, quality.
There's a few on Instagram that I follow. They're not local though. One's called like Four Ponds or something like that.
Okay.
Four Ponds Living, and it's like real rich and bold, dreamy. Oh, I love it. I'll have to show you later. It's beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
Locally, there's one that comes in quite often from out of state, and she also is here. Lindsay Willis, I think is her name.
Yeah. Who said that earlier? Somebody in the past episodes mentioned her as well.
Yeah,
So.
her work's really good, and she does like all of them.
She's like from Kentucky or
Iowa.
Iowa,
I think, yeah.
And she comes all the way here.
Or Illinois, one or the other. Yeah, she comes here. I guess her family lives here also, and she goes back and forth.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I was gonna say that's just.
You'll have to look. She does awesome stuff.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, tonight I'm pretty excited because I'm going down to Huntington. We're doing a style shoot with Caitlin. Both the Caitlins will be there, and so
Oh,
are
okay.
you going?
I think I have a session at like 5 today.
Okay. I don't know who else is going. There was only 5 tickets, and it was like $25 a pop, but they were going to do like a styled shoot down at the riverfront, I guess.
Okay.
So it's going to be excited to see them like in their element after like kind of talking. Now Caitlin Myers, she just second shot for me on a wedding on Saturday, and so that was really cool. And that's another thing for this podcast. It's like cool. It's like you never know like how we can help each other
Yeah.
and stuff too. Is very interesting to think about it, because looking at it like just a couple years ago, like I feel like in the last 2 months we've already kind of like starting to switch the narrative on that competition to community. And
Feels a lot better now.
I don't know, it's just nice to, I don't know, I just want more guys. So bad. Cole and I, we talk about it all the time, but it's just like, I don't know, there's just,
My husband's really good at doing pictures.
does
Not, he don't do it, but
Yeah.
he uses mine and takes some of me and like family and stuff. He does really good. I'm
Okay.
surprised. He knows like all the settings and everything.
yeah, do you think you guys would ever be like a tag team as a couple?
Yeah. If we had like a daycare and babysitter and
Yeah.
stuff, then we would, because he loves it.
See, that's so interesting, because Cole and his wife does it, and then Stacy and her fiance, he shoots really good photos too. And I'm just like thinking, I was like, my wife and I, like, she's come to a couple shoots and she's held like the reflector or done stuff, but she'll start like posing, and I'm just like, I'm so like, I know what I want out of like the location and stuff. I just oh, more power to him. Like I'm just like, that's the patience part. I'm like, if I see something, especially want to create it, I want to create it like right now. I don't want to like, I don't know how to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to do it because it's like fresh in my head. I remember one photo I did a few years ago. I actually had a dream about it. I woke up, texted the girl that I was going to shoot, because we've already like talked about it, and then I was like, well, we need another person too for like a prop. And the shot was actually in front of a cornfield, and it was during Halloween, so everybody was thinking spooky during that time and stuff too. But it was in front of a cornfield, but I was like, I want like a hand on top of your head, but you don't see the body. So, and then you just kind of like, and super cool. I took like, I think 20 pictures of the whole session, and I knew I got it. So I was like, I rushed back after golden hour and stuff, went edited. I think I put like 3 changes on it, and I was like, I got it and stuff. But that was like a really cool thing, because like I woke up, I just knew what I had to get, and in my mind I got it. Now I look back at it, and there's some things I probably could have changed with it. Probably didn't need to boost the clarity as much as I did and stuff. But this is like young. This has been a while. This has been 2017.
I'll have to go creep and find it then.
I'll show it to you after and stuff, and I'll put it like over top in the video and stuff too, so people know. But that was really cool though. But it was the first photo that I was actually I was published in a magazine, Dark Beauty Mag. If you don't follow them, they kind of do like little spooky stuff, but their makeup and their fashion is like some of the best in the world. Like they have a massive following, and when I got like published by them, I was just like, ooh. It was like a cool like.
I'll have to look them up.
Yeah. But yeah, that was. I don't think I've done a cornfield shoot since then too, because in my mind I'm just like, okay, check, I got that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't need to do it. But mentioning that, is there like bucket list shots that you're just like, you know what, there's something that I just want to always get. You know,
Like a location.
it could be locations or just like people you want to shoot, or.
I definitely want to travel a little bit more. I love beach shoots the best though. Like,
I could see that with yours.
oh, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I've done a few last year in Panama, Outer Banks, and then Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And those are like, I'm meant to be a
Yeah.
beach photographer. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Well, you make money too.
Yeah.
Because so I went. I had a destination wedding a couple years ago, and it was in Hawaii, and I went there, and when I was just kind of like, we was there for like 7 days, so we had a lot of kind of off time, and I remember like sitting in the hotel, and I was searching photography, and I kept on getting like these ads and stuff of like people that was just marriage, elopement photographers. All their like Facebook ads would start popping up in that location, and I started looking at their prices. Listen, insane for nothing.
Yep.
Like there was one on there. It was a $2,000 package, and it was like 15 minutes.
What?
And I'm in my mind, I'm just like,
I think that might be my like highest wedding package price.
Yeah, that's my mid one.
Yeah.
I couldn't take money from people like that and stuff. And their photos was not. I mean, I don't want to like. You could tell that they was vacation photos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they was very, J.C. Penney.
Yep.
Just
Plain.
very plain. One flash on a beach, and I'm
Yep.
just like, but the people that's probably buying them, 2,000 is
Yeah.
like $20 for them and stuff. But I'm just thinking to myself, imagine if you just like, I didn't get a chance to talk to any of the locals or anything. That would have been a really cool thing. It's like meet like a local Hawaiian photographer out there or something like that. But I would really would love to know what like the photography like.
Life down there is.
Yeah.
Because how we're from West Virginia, I booked somebody from Tennessee down there in Florida. And I'm like, ain't that odd? Because she's from a
That
whole
is
different
odd.
state. I don't even know
Yeah.
how she found me, honestly.
That is interesting. Well, that's interesting you said that because in 2025 I booked a girl and she lives in Florida, but they're getting married in Greenbrier County. And I don't know how she found me, but she's a photographer too. And we was talking about it and she's like, are you still in West Virginia? I was like, yeah. She's like, you need to move to Florida. And I was like, why? She's like, you would make a killing. And I
Oh,
was
no.
like, why? She's like, you're like the cheapest I've ever seen. And she's getting the largest package. My largest package is $3,000. I was like, what? And she's like, down here, people, it's like their cheapest is like $8,000
Yeah.
in Florida. And I'm just like, I could see it, but like, I think like North Carolina would be a really cool place to do photography at because you have everything. You
Yeah.
have like mountains and like towards the Boone, the Appalachian State, and then you have beach, and then you have Charlotte.
Yep.
Like you have all these like urban and stuff.
So what made you start photography?
So there was always like a creative like spark, I feel like, but like I think what I really got into it was, so like growing up we didn't have TV or anything. We had we'd just get like magazines all the time because we're like way out in the sticks. I was the only kid on my road for 3 miles, so like we're just like
Alone. Yeah.
yeah, we're out there. But my dad, he would get National Geographics all the time. And when you're opening up and you see the world into like this really cool, rich, vibrant, artistic medium just right in front of you, like you're bound to get inspired at some point. So like I loved it. There was one point like I would love to work for National Geographic and just travel the world and just take photos, but also the stress of knowing that you have to sometimes be in an environment for like 2-3 weeks, and it's pretty insane. But like that type of documentation is just like it really interests me. So I think that's the part kind of like sparked it. And then when I was in 9th grade, I actually have a YouTube video talking about like where this I had 2 teachers that really kind of like pushed me creatively to like, hey, like you can talk to anyone, you're approachable, you need to use this and not be like pretty much an ornery little shit in class. Like
Yeah.
use this to your advantage. So we had like this it was a freshman science class, and we had a opportunity to do like your projects and stuff. You could do like a poster, you could do like an oral like presentation, so that you just get in front of the class and do it, or you could do a video like a sketch or something, you know. So myself and 3 other buddies at the time, the class only had like these flip cameras. I don't know if you've ever seen those. They're like the size of your cell phone, but they would have a USB that pop out, but that's how they like it would be like an internal memory. So like they don't do anything. I mean, they was probably recording like 720p, just very like basic and stuff. We didn't have no software. We just had Windows Movie Maker and stuff like that. But we did our first project, had so much fun with it. It was so lame. It was so stupid, but we had a blast doing it. And she was there that whole entire year. We just kept on asking her. We was like, hey, can we just do every project? Can we do it like this? She was like, yeah. And that's how we passed 9th grade science, because she was like, yeah, you're like, these are good, these are funny, and you're still getting the point across, and like that's what you're learning and stuff. So then the next year we said, we like this a lot, we want a film class. And luckily two of the people, two of the friends that and stuff, they both had their parents in the education system. One guy's mom was my math teacher, so she understood the board, understood all that stuff. So we kind of did a proposal, went to the board, and was like, "Can you start this new class for us and stuff?" So we started a film class. We got some better equipment, and then we just kind of like did these broadcasts through the school. So my whole entire high school career, we kind of like always had a camera, and we just did. And then I went to college, and I didn't have that, and then I started getting like an itch for it, and I started taking pictures when I changed my major, and then it's just kind of like I've had like these different like steps into my photography career that has like people has like surrounded me and like supported me and
Helped push you to it,
helped
yeah.
push me and has critiqued me properly, I think, for me to like understand that what I was doing wasn't good, and I could even get better, you know. So yeah, that's probably the long story of it, but it wasn't like a defining moment. It's all been like I just love like when I get like one photo and I'm just like this happened like last week. It was golden hour. I just put this session. It was a girl that she did like it was like a bikini and like boots and stuff, and that golden hour was like
Perfect.
it was perfect. And
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, I spent all night on those because I was like, my mind is like, I captured it and I have to like edit
Bring it to life,
Bring
yeah.
it to life, yeah. And it was so cool because I knew when I was shooting those, I told her, I was like, I could literally sit here and shoot until it's dark because I just know like we are getting the perfect light, we're getting everything. But it's just like these moments you see it and you see it in the camera and the viewfinder and you're just like, I got it, you know. And that part right there, that's like the little, that's the joy that comes out of it, is the process of knowing it, because I know where I am with like my editing now is that when I get that, I know that when I get back home and edit it, it's going to be massively easy. It's not going to be a push. It's going to be like art.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to come natural and stuff. And that's the cool part about it and stuff. But yeah, long story short on that. So, yeah, I mean, was there anything like growing up or anything you just like, because you mentioned before we was like recording stuff a little bit about some cameras and stuff that.
So my sister, actually, her name's Tabitha, but she's
Okay.
now a daycare teacher.
Okay.
So when she was growing up, she always wanted a camera and always said that she was going to be a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how in the world did our like life switch?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's the one that kind of helped me like push towards taking pictures, and she was like my first like model and her daughter and stuff.
Yeah.
Because she loves her pictures getting taken. I did her birthday shoot. I think it was like my first studio session in my own studio. It was like a white backdrop with the 30 cake. I don't know if you ever seen that, but
Maybe.
did you know I have my own little studio?
Yeah. Yeah. I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, but
Yeah. No. Because you just did the floor, right? You
Yep.
just redid
Yep.
the floor. Yeah. Was that by choice or I can't remember? It was,
well, it actually got flooded
Yeah.
from the storm, so we ripped up all the carpeting, and now we're putting down paint and epoxy and
That's
make it a
gonna
little
look
bit.
good though, because I mean, from the picture before, it looked like it was just nice for what you're gonna do and stuff.
Yeah.
How big is it? Like.
I think it's like 18 foot wide and like 30 foot long. It's decent.
Okay.
It's a decent size.
That's not bad. I mean, just
And it has
this-
like pretty high ceilings. I have about 3 different setups in there at all times.
Oh, okay. You're chilling then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's. I know, like for this this studio and stuff. Like I told Megan, I was like, I want to get to a point where I don't know if I want a studio like this. I want I want a creative
Yeah.
studio, if that makes sense. Like, so I want one where I can just create like any scene that I want, like one part of it. But the other part is just a massive like recording, you know, where we set podcasts, where you can like have meetings, where you can do like, I want more of a like a brand studio,
Yeah.
in a sense, where because all those like you see like these reels and these TikToks of like them like doing these really cool like brand things, you know, and they got like water and they got like sand, and then you see the final
See,
product, and I'm
that's-
just like,
Yeah. That's what made me and my husband originally like turn our garage into a studio, was because one, I didn't want to rent somewhere and have to like worry about if I'm going to damage something, because I
that's a
like
good point.
stuff getting messy. Because
Yeah.
like during cake smash, if there's cake all over the
Yeah.
floor and in my carpet, I'm like, I got it, I'll clean it. Like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, that I mean, we was just talking about that in the group chat. This today we was talking about like how do you approach like clients with like damages and things like that, and
Oh, I have a funny story about that. So when I very first got my newest lens, okay, I don't know if you know about RF lenses at all. It's a Canon RF 28 to 70.
yes,
Do you know how much they cost?
chunky.
$3,500 approximately, I think. Well, I had just bought it, okay. I had it sitting on the ground, and a little kid runs and jumps over top of it and almost smashes it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I joked, but I wasn't kind of joking in that chat too, because we was talking about, I would set a price and be like, as many kids as there's going to be like a additional fee. I mean, I just, at the end of the day, some clients just truly, they're not good parents, and I think they would want photographs to make them look like they're good parents, and that's not fair to the photographer at all. I've seen it both ways though. I've also seen it with like dog owners. I've seen it with I've even seen it with older people and stuff too. Like some people would do like some of their family sessions, and some of the older people, they don't give two shits. Like they don't want to be there. They're sometimes worse than the kids. So I've seen it with grooms. I almost walked out on a wedding because of a groom on it and stuff. And I was like, and I was just like, I was really frustrated because the bride would look beautiful. She was like, you could tell that we was the only vendor that she like truly put money into.
Yeah.
And she knew it, and she wanted our vision and stuff. And he was just like, no. I'm just like, listen, you have one day, man.
It's just one day. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah, I'm not
That's what I
asking
tell
you to
the
be a full-time
husbands.
model.
Yep. Yep. And whenever like we have a family session and I can see the guys like not into it, I'm like, hey, and I'll call them out. And I'll be like, hey, it's just one day, just smile.
Yeah.
Give me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or if they're on their phone, I'll tell them, I'm like, turn your phone off.
Yeah.
I'm blunt.
Yeah, they hate it. One of the biggest things is like guys will get mad when I tell them to take their sunglasses off
Or their hat.
and
I'm
stuff.
like, you're
And
going to
I'm
have a
just
dark
like,
line right here now.
Yeah, I always joke too, but I'm just like, nope. I get paid the big bucks to find those details, and you're not my boss. And because like 9 out of 10 times it's always the girl or wife or anybody that's like booking me. So I'm just like, she's a boss.
Yeah,
She's
and I
the
want
one that's
her to be
paying me.
happy with
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
And she doesn't want, and I was like, I already know she doesn't want your big ugly sunglasses to be part of it. You know what I mean? And I was like, dude, you wore everything else, and you think the sunglasses are going to make the outfit right now?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Or the
like,
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, little things like that. But I think that attention to detail it needs to be like, there's some clients that really appreciate that and stuff. And for me now, it's just like a second nature. Like I do a whole scan at all of them before I even like hit click, because it's like I've done too much photoshopping of like people's like watches off or stuff like that. And
I tell people, I'm like, I'm not going to Photoshop your watch off. I ask you beforehand, hey, can you take it off? And if you say no, I mean, it stays in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't like arguing with people about stuff.
Yeah. I just like, I don't know. My thing's like, you paid me to do a job. I'm doing it. And then you're getting mad at me that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, figure it out. And then like, I've had a conversation with myself too. It's just like, okay, well, you're getting paid. So like, maybe they don't care. But it's like, I also want to put good quality out there. I don't know. It's a hit and miss, I think, with some of that. I see it mainly like at weddings more because, you know, like, everybody, like, especially bigger groups and stuff, you don't they don't like coordinate or anything like that, so it's just, it is what it is. But what I'm liking now, mentioning weddings though, I'm liking how, I don't know if you've seen this a lot, but a lot of the bridesmaids, they're starting to not wear like the same color dress. They're doing like a staggered thing.
See, I like that.
I like it too.
I do too.
Yeah.
I love it. See, I never had a wedding. I got married during COVID, so I had to wear a mask.
Yeah.
It was
And I got married at the courthouse, so.
It was in some old man's house, and like towards Charleston. I don't even know.
You have a lot of history of just going to people's
Yeah,
houses and
and he was
stuff,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, city council man. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I found him on some list like online that marries people. So I was like, okay,
Was he like? He's legit though.
yeah, he was
Okay.
legit.
Okay.
Yeah, we got our license and everything. That's why I
Okay.
was just like, but I was wearing jeans and flip flops.
Yeah.
So I would definitely want to take one more wedding. So I like weddings a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. It was fun. It's exhausting. I just did, like I said, I did one on Saturday, and it was really good. I had a really great family, great couple. They had 4 on each side, so it wasn't a big party. It was just kind of like just right. Great venue. It started to rain a little bit, but we kind of like made it work, and they loved them after they saw it and stuff. I posted the sneak peeks yesterday, and she texted me and was like, "I'm driving right now, but I'm pulling over and stuff," because she's like, "Holy shit, I love you so much." I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the cool moment and stuff.
I love when people text back and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I love him so much, I'm crying," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Good. I wanted you to cry over him."
Yeah, yeah, and seeing like so many people said that and stuff too is like, I think when you get to know more photographers and stuff too, it's like the majority of us, we're not there just to make a quick buck. We want you to like cherish those memories
I
and
know.
stuff.
Everybody keeps telling me I need to raise my prices because I'll even lower my prices sometimes because I just like connecting with people. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just here to have fun and create some work that I
yeah,
love.
You'll connect with people.
Yeah.
Trust me. Like I've raised my prices twice, and I'm about to raise them again because I'm going through the same thing. But what I'm learning on it is I'm trying to. So I have 3 wedding packages. My smallest one is 1,500, my biggest 3,000, and my middle one is 2,500. I've done them for 2 years, and not a single person has bought the 2,500. So it's either all or not.
Yep.
So I'm gonna rearrange some things. I'm gonna try to like figure out a good medium, and then that 3,000 is going to I'm probably going to bump that to like 5, and that's just going to be the new norm and stuff. But the thing is, like, when you look at everything I include in that, it all adds up more than
Yeah.
3. But I'm just like, 3,000 is chunky. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a lot of money for some people because I feel like a lot of people still make around like $10 to $15 an hour.
Yeah,
So I try to like
that's a good point.
bear with them
No,
because
that's a good point.
I remember I never got senior pictures done, and I have a big heart. I try to think about that because I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't get that stuff done, and
Same.
I try to help out other people as much as I can because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm like, why not help out people?
Yeah.
I'm just home changing diapers and editing, so it's not a big
Yeah.
deal for me.
Well, and that's the reason why I wanted to do this. And
But I
stuff
still got bills to
because-
pay.
Yeah,
So I always try to
same.
keep that.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason why I wanted to start this because, for one, I was like, how can I start, creating content to help me? So it helps my YouTube channel because I'm partner on there. So like every view and everything and every sub, it just helps me. Which, if you guys haven't, please subscribe now. Always feels weird doing this, like the YouTuber part of it. But what I've learned with it is that if somebody takes this, it's an opportunity for them to like market themselves 2 or 3 times on it. Caitlin Caitlin Christian did a good job at it. So she, took a selfie, she posted it on her page, she shared it and stuff, and then like that's an opportunity for people from like my audience to get to know them, and then their audience get to know me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we're just marketing each other and stuff. And I'm just like, and it's free, and I'm just like, I don't know. There's a couple people that's doing different types of like shows and episodes, but there's not somebody that's kind of like doing this that I know of. I could be completely wrong, but I'm trying to like incorporate that in West Virginia because like it's one thing being in like LA and being on a podcast or
Yeah.
something like that, but it's like, and we're watching all these podcasts. Like I watch Theo Vaughn all the time. I watch
The Cassidy Lane, I think, or Cassidy Lynn, I think. I used to watch hers a lot, but
I watch a lot of guy photographers and stuff, and podcasters and things, because I just relate to them a little bit more. But I know who you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
her stuff is one person that I love. Her name's, I don't know what her last name is. Her YouTube is In Your Faye, Fayes, and she's like British or something, and
I've seen that recently somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out where.
She hangs out. I don't know. There's a group of them that's called the Seventh Era, and they're all like UK and like photographers. But dude, she does amazing portraits. I'm obsessed with her channel. She's given me a lot of inspo, and there's just not a lot of like women photographers. I think that goes along with my style, so that's the reason why. But she's like one that like her lighting is like spot on, and I'm just like, she shoots with Canon too. But I need to find some more Sony artists to follow and stuff. I don't even know if there's any Sony users. There's a couple, but I don't know if there's any bigger ones that shoot around here.
See, on Instagram, like I was telling you, that Four Ponds Living or whatever her name's called, she shoots like all the same equipment I do, so it makes it easy, and I can relate to her a lot.
Yeah.
And I've always asked her for tips, and she's always been so sweet.
Yeah.
I don't even know where. I think she lives in like Washington, but her work's really good.
Yeah. And what camera is that again?
Canon R6, and now I use the RF85 1.2 the most.
I think that R6 though, a lot of people has it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good camera.
My
It's a
next
good
is I think the
body.
R5. I really want that one.
Yeah, the one that I'm looking at for the Sony is the Sony 4. Is the one that's kind of like above two of them above. They don't even make this body anymore. They quit it like in 2021, I think. Because I actually went to buy. I was going to get two. I was going to have one as my backup camera and stuff, and I ended up getting just the first one because it was like $400. So like I have it as a backup. I never use it, but it's like, hey, if something happens, I have something that will at least take a good photo.
I sold my backup camera last year because I was like, I only need. No, now I regret it. Now I want to buy another one.
Hoard it. Yeah, hoard them. Well, I talked to that a lot with Kevin Young on his episode. When I was younger into my photography career, I would buy stuff and then I would sell it real quick. And then I'm just like, nope. I'm going to need it at some point. I would rather just have it and not worry about it. So I have a gimbal right now that I've used it twice since I bought it. But if I need it,
you have it.
It's legit. It's really good. I got it. And I'm telling myself I'm not selling it. I've sold an iPad like 4 times. I think I'm on my 5th iPad.
I love iPads. I have the big iPad Pro, and I like zoom in so close to people's faces, and I like start. I love it too. If my wife would ever let me have it, she keeps it. I call her iPad kid because she'll be like eating dinner or like cooking dinner, and she has to have it. And I'm just like, she'll text me and be like, you need to charge the iPad and stuff. It takes forever to charge too. I feel like mine's so slow.
I just but I bought it because it's on my phone plan too, and I was like, okay, if I'm like traveling or something, I can edit in Lightroom, and I can just like do quick edits and stuff if I need to. And I did it one time, and then she has it now, so I'm just like, okay, we'll see how that goes, you know.
Yeah.
So, but well, talking about gear and stuff, is there like any gear that's like something that's in your everyday carry that you just like you gotta have?
So, I've had almost every lens. Like it's the ADHD. I'm always buying stuff and figuring out what I like. I had the RF50 1.2, and then I ended up not liking that one that well. So I ended up selling it to like another local photographer, and then I bought the RF85 because that was my dream lens, and that's my go-to for now. Like I am obsessed.
You just bought it recently, didn't you?
But I had this Sigma 85 last year, and I loved my work so much with it, and I ended up selling it because I don't know, just decided to sell it. And then I was like, something is missing that I really used to love in my work, and I can't figure out what. And it was the lens that helped me get what I wanted.
Yeah. I used to shoot a lot with the Nifty 50, and now I'm just 85 1.4. That's what this is being shot with. And I mean, I use it for just about everything. But recently, I have been absolutely obsessed with the 35 1.4. That's definitely my next one I'm gonna get. I want a 70-200 just to have it in my arsenal of, but
I actually commented on your YouTube over the summer last year and asked what lens you had.
Oh yeah,
and that's what made me buy the Sigma 85 actually.
Subscribe today, ladies and gentlemen. You know it works right there.
Yeah, small world.
Because I did a whole video on it and stuff. I did because I was like, this is my go-to wedding one. I mean, it's just the like creamy, buttery bokeh that you give.
Yes,
with the
see, I cannot
1.4.
pronounce that, so I was like, I'm not gonna try to say it.
That is good. I know. Yeah. It just makes everything so crisp
and dreamy. I love it.
Yeah, it's almost to a point where I usually never shoot it inside. There's never enough like room or anything like that.
Unless you're standing against the wall completely. Yeah.
Yeah. But outside is like my go-to.
Yeah.
But there's so many people that said that using it, they felt like they have to yell at the clients because they feel so far away. I don't feel that way at all.
No, I don't either.
I feel like I'm just as close with the 50
Yeah.
and stuff.
Me too. That's why I was like, I don't really see a difference.
Yeah.
And the only downfall of the 28 to 70 I should have brought it to show you. It's extremely heavy. If I have it hanging from my neck all day, my neck hurts the next day, back hurts, but it's worth it, 100%.
Yeah, and I don't. One thing I've also noticed too, and does it drain your battery more?
Actually, I feel like I did notice that, but
Yeah.
I didn't connect the dots.
So mine on this one absolutely drains the battery on the Sony.
Huh.
Like especially if I'm recording. So when I do a wedding, I take about 10 batteries.
10 batteries?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll get through, depending on like how many shots and stuff, I'll go through 6 all the time. So the battery's not very big, but if I put the 50 on there, I mean, I'll probably go through 3 batteries the whole day. So, and that's just recording. Recording takes a lot of juice, but if I'm just shooting, I'd probably go through like 3 batteries with 85. It just depends on what I'm doing, but I noticed it big time. And it just, I don't know if it's just because it's a heavier lens and it has a bigger like focus. I don't know why the tech side of it, why it's draining, but it's very noticeable and stuff. My second shooter, Hannah, when she did a lot of weddings and stuff, she noticed it as well. She just bought the same. She has the one right above it because they discontinued, but she knows the same thing of like it absolutely just drains it and stuff, but still really good. I mean, it's always in my backpack. But that 35, reason why I want the 35, I want to do some wider shots with my portraits, but still have that crisp, like, with that 1.4 just puts that, I don't know, I think for me, I've used the 50s for so long, I've
gotten used to it, and
it
don't spark,
No, and so I need that 35 to kind of give me something different. Caitlin used that during a couple shoots, a couple photos during the wedding, and I was like, this is exactly the reason why. She shot it different, but she was even looking at, we was doing the same exact settings inside during the reception. One reason why I always love the Sony is that they do a very, very great job on low light. And the Canon would have the same exact settings, and it was like super dark. And she's like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I said, this is the only reason why that I went here, because I knew I was going to be doing like receptions and like these darker areas and stuff, but then you take it outside, it can handle just as much, but you don't lose as much color. It's just sharp. I think Sony is sharper, but Canon is more vibrant, so it kind of like makes up for it.
And I love them vibrant colors.
Yeah.
Another photographer in the area that I feel like she don't get a lot of hype, and she definitely deserves it because her work is like phenomenal. I love it. Her name's Shenny Snaps, and she's from.
Oh yeah.
I
from
love
Lewisburg,
her.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's one of my.
second shot for me before.
See, she's one of my favorite, and
Yeah.
such a sweet soul.
She's very sweet.
She did actually me and my husband got married, like I was telling you, during COVID. So obviously we couldn't, do a wedding or nothing like that. We actually had her do our announcement pictures for our
cool.
wedding. Well, for our marriage.
Yeah.
And she was the first person and the only person I've ever done that did my pictures.
She always comes to Charleston and shooting and stuff too. But she's from Lewisburg.
Yeah.
So she drives this all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's awesome. So you'll have to have her on here sometime.
Oh yeah. She's on my. I have like 20 people on my list, to be
Okay.
honest. So they don't know it yet. But
Which number am I?
you was on there. You're on here. For
Well,
a
number
reason.
8, episode 8.
No. It was like whoever's like available type deal. So it was just like people was just like I reached out to them and I just started booking. This is the first time in like 3 weeks I haven't done 2 a day. They've been kind of like exhausting.
Yeah.
Too, because I feel like you talk a lot, so you're just, by the second one you're just like, I noticed that
You're just dragging.
Yeah, and I'm asking, and I run my conversations in. So like I remember saying one thing, and I'm just like, I don't even think that was. I had to like roll it back and stuff. But
see, I could talk for hours because I talked to like I said, almost a 2-year-old that don't talk back yet. So it's just a one conversation.
Yeah, no, it's I want to get. I I want to get some like landscape photographers, and I want to get some like older photographers on here, to be honest.
So I don't know a whole lot of older ones.
There's one guy that does landscape. He's up in like Morgantown. I think it's like Hildreth Photography. I think his name's Joe Hildreth. I'm gonna reach out to him. He follows my work a lot. I'm gonna try to see if he's interested. There's a couple other people. Mountain Craft Productions. They're like a media team that's up in Morgantown. It's owned by a guy named Ben. He actually helped me. Ben Barry is his name, and he helped me. I had a Canon, I don't know, back in like 2016. The sensor went bad on it as soon as I bought it, and he had the same one, and he let me have it for like $400. So it was just like, I remember we met in like Fairmont for it, and he's kind of followed my work and stuff for a while and stuff too. And he's like, their media company does a really great job. They've done some really cool stuff for like the city of Clarksburg and stuff. So those is gonna be some interesting like guests and stuff too.
Yeah.
Who else should we have on here?
Oh Lord, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of people. I think you've had all of my close friends on here.
Josie. Yeah, we've had Josie, Caitlin, both Caitlins. Kevin, Autumn Collette, photography, and then
There's one, HEK, Hillary.
yeah, I gotta reach out to her and stuff. I second shot for her too. She's super nice, and she has her own studio and always doing some cool stuff.
Liza.
Liza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
her.
I'm gonna reach out to her. She's on my list.
Megan. Have you had her on here yet?
She doesn't want to. I want her, Stacy, really bad, and I don't know. It's just Megan. I asked Megan last night and stuff, but I think my wife and we're gonna do a double date with them. We're gonna go to the driving range and have a few drinks and stuff. I'm trying to like get her out of her comfort zone. And she was like, "Well, I suck," and I was like, "I'm not a pro either, but we're gonna have a couple drinks and just like kind of have a good time and stuff." But she's so nice and stuff. She's always. We was texting the other night about. She had an issue with her SD card, and it's like a photographer's worst nightmare. You get back.
I've had that happen one time. And, oh.
Yeah, I've had it happen twice in my whole entire career, but there's this one software that I use. It's called Any Recover, and it's kind of sketchy because when you buy it, the receipt's like all in Chinese. I don't know, but here's the thing: it works. It recovers the photo. It does. You can format it, the card, and it will find data that's on the card that's already been formatted.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna get mad. I don't even care at this point if they have all my data. I don't care. I'm just like, whatever. But
at least I get it, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's got me out of both predicaments, and I told her about it, and it worked for her, and she was just like, thank you so much. Like, I didn't know what to do. But it's like that ultimate anxiety and gut feeling when you get it and stuff. It's the worst. I was doing a wedding one time, and the card it stopped working halfway through, and pretty much I just had to be as honest as I can, because if you try to hide it, then it's just like, it makes it even worse and stuff. So I went up to the bride and I said, listen, this is what potentially could have happened. I don't know that because I don't have my laptop. I'm not home. But it wasn't viewing it on the LED. It was saying it was there, but it was an image not display. And I was like, what the heck? It could just be a glitch or something. But I'm not going to reformat. I'm not going to start over. I'm just going to like let it alone. So I had my second shooter hand, and I had her go and get another card, and then we just used that new one the whole day. Luckily, I went home, and it was just a glitch. Nothing was wrong. I didn't.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah. But I'm just, and I texted the bride right after, and I said, hey, we got them all. It wasn't a big deal. We got it and stuff. And, but she was like, just thank you so much for just like preparing me for that, because it wasn't anything important. It was, well, I mean, it kind of was. One of them was the first, right after one of the first looks, that's when it stopped. So all the details and all that stuff, I didn't get it. Getting ready, didn't get it and stuff. So it was probably like 800 photos.
Yeah, just 800.
Yeah, but a third of the day or something like that. But she was like, she was just like, just thanks for just preparing me for that. And I think for a lot of clients, you just have that honest transparency. It really works and stuff for them. But what else have you been up to though? What else you got any like cool projects that you like working on, or anything that you're wanting to do this summer?
I definitely want to be more creative outside. I have so many props and stuff and just
What kind of props do you have?
so it's those wooden ladders, like the tall ones. Well, I have like a little tiny step stool one, and it'd be like the perfect size for like a little baby to stand beside. I'm gonna do like a whole sheep idea with it, like cowboy looking thing. I have a whole idea.
I love that.
I'm supposed to do it soon. I think this Wednesday. So I'm wanting to do stuff like that more often.
I think I am too. I'm not the yes and no. So like I want to incorporate more props into a thing. I don't want to just always take a photo at golden hour in a field and just call it as is. I want to like start incorporating just a little bit more of style into it. So I'm going to try to go to Goodwill sometime this week and
The
see.
Taze Valley Goodwill is the Gucci one.
That's the good one.
I'm there like every day. I mean, every day. It's
Okay.
bad.
Yeah. Well, see, I want like a stool, just like a good stool, and I want like, I don't even care for like a chair, just something that I could just like, okay, let's try to do like a sitting pose or something like that, or just like, I like to do a lot of my portraits of them like just standing up and stuff too, but I was looking at it the other day, I was like, I can only do that so many times, and I'm not trying to be like a cookie cutter,
Yep. And
photographer. So
Me, actually, I started making some props of my own. Do you know those like cute little boxes that you put the babies in and stuff?
no.
Okay, well, they're cute little colorful
Okay.
boxes.
Okay.
And I don't do newborns, but like I do like
Oh,
sitter
yeah, I know
sessions.
what you're talking about now.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll put like the baby in the box. Well, the boxes
Yeah.
are like $100 a piece if you order them online, and that's not including shipping.
What?
So I started going to Lowe's and like making them myself. So I have
Yeah.
a bunch of them now at home. I love them, and it's so much cheaper to make them.
Wow. I would have never thought about that and stuff. I think it's cool that we're the props though, because like I've done some shoots. One of the really cool things I did 2 years ago, I did a YouTube video about this and stuff as well. It was during Halloween. It was shot with a girl, so it was like with like a red light. So it was before I got like good lights and everything. I took a $12 LED, like those strips that you get from Walmart, and I just wrapped it around a broom, and I just put it in the corner, but it glowed perfectly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the whole setup cost $12,
See-
but it looks like it's like,
Expensive, yeah.
yeah. That was like probably that was a good like evolution prop moment for me, and I was like, okay, if I can do this with this, I can
Do other things
Yeah,
cheap and make it
Yeah.
look really nice.
yeah. I've taken like a poster board and I've tacked it onto a barn before, and make it look like a pink background. Shot a girl in front of a porta potty one time. It was really cool. Just random things. I bought those dollar like tablecloths you get like a dollar store. We bought like a white and pink one.
Yeah.
Darren, that was on this last episode, he was there during that shoot, and we hung him up on like the clothesline, and we had the girl in between, and then he was behind it actually shaking it to make it look like wind, like sheets, but it was a dollar like plastic tablecloth, but no one would never.
I've guessed it, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So
many times I've been like, I wonder what they're using for that. And then like, I just ask them and they tell me, and I'm like, that's not at all what I
Yeah.
thought it was, but awesome.
that's the point that you're just
Yeah.
like, yes.
That's what makes it the art
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah, I mean, those cool stories is just like those mean so much more to me, because I like telling people like that process part of it and stuff. But yeah, so I'm interested to see that. There's I feel like that's very like trendy with those type of going with those ladders, and like they'll do like a lot of mommy me sessions with the I don't know, makes it look like they're doing laundry outside. and
Yeah, I like
stuff.
that a lot.
Yeah.
And then how you speak about like the summer and a few weeks coming up, I'm supposed to do like a little mentorship with this lady out of Ohio. I think her name's Lindsay Madison. I talk to a lot of people, so I always get
No,
names.
I
I'm
feel
terrible.
ya. Yeah.
So like I have so many unread messages, but I'm supposed to do a mentorship with her, and she does like outdoor newborns, so she'll
Okay.
like wrap them and put them in baskets outdoors. Oh, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
She does really pretty
So
work.
does she include like the nature stuff with all of that.
So yeah, she'll like does like the little swaddle wraps, and I don't know exactly what they're all called yet, but she's gonna teach me all that and how to wrap them, and I'm excited.
Yeah, after I did Josie's episode, I don't know, like Facebook stars. I guess just because I put newborn in the stupid caption, I'm getting like all these things, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool and stuff. But there's some of them is like they go all out, and it's incredible. It really is.
Yeah, I don't want to do none of that stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave that to Josie, and I think Lisa or Liza. I'm still gonna say her name wrong every time. But
I think it's Liza.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Liza. Yeah.
But yeah, I know when I got like my baby picture when I was like 1, I looked like a little
Rugrat.
like gremlin.
Yeah,
or
me too.
something.
Yeah,
so
mine was like in like the sink.
Yeah.
A sink bathtub picture.
I had like a weird Disney Mickey Mouse thing that I think the hospital gave us at the time.
Yeah.
Like the onesie, it was just weird. And my face was all red.
And what year were you born?
93.
Oh wow, fossil over here.
Okay, all right. See, I'm hip with the kids, you know.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Is like I have talked to, so I think Autumn's my age, I think, and then Kevin's he's been the oldest one on there, but we've had a lot of young, like all the Caitlins.
See, I have to tell all my clients, I'm like, if you have to have a good sense of humor and be able to vibe, because I have like the funny comebacks and just I try to make it like real light and comfortable.
Yeah, Caitlin saw firsthand on that during the wedding this weekend because I was in there and I was just like cracking jokes, and I even told her afterwards. I was like, I felt like my jokes was on point. She's like, yeah, they was actually pretty fun. I was like, yes and stuff, because it's like it just relieves so much stress. And that poor girl, apparently as soon as I got there and stuff, she was just going through a little breakdown and stuff, and was just going through it. And I just came in there, and her mom pulled me aside like that afternoon and was like, listen, you just talking and rambling was like the best thing ever and stuff.
And I'm an over talker, which can be bad, but I'm like, because one thing that I say so often, which is hilarious, but it could come off wrong, I'll joke around with people, and I'm like, oh, show me your big teeth. And I mean to say big smile, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, I meant big smile, but like, you know.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. I hate it.
We was talking about, in the group the other night, we was talking about what was the most embarrassing thing you did in front of the client. So
That's one of mine.
one of yours?
Yeah.
What else you got?
Honestly, I haven't. I say that. I haven't done much that I know of.
Did you read some of those?
Yes.
Stacy's
had me rolling. I'm like, I would just love to. I would love.
Yeah. I feel like I've done similar stuff like that though before. I don't know if I've done anything like massively crazy. I haven't fell. I know there was a video like last year going around with that one like photographer like out and like it was a big huge like wedding, and he fell in the he was like walking backwards and he fell in the fountain or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't imagine.
I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be like, can I go home?
He kept the cameras up, so
okay.
that was cool. But I'm just like, I wouldn't know what to do. I would be just like, I don't think be embarrassed for me. I think I'd be embarrassed for the couple. Like they hired that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was like, I don't care because like I don't know these people. But
one time actually, I was on an elopement, a small wedding up in Charleston, the capital, and it was like my first one ever. So I was wearing like a cute dress, and I was in the middle of the aisle, and I was squatting down, and whenever I went to stand up, I was stepping on my dress, and I like went to fall backwards, and my whole dress came down. So like, it came down like mid chest, so nothing was seen, but it was still like very scary. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But at least it was like friends and family, so I'm like, nobody really paid attention.
Yeah. No, that's funny. Well, Haley, it has been an absolute joy to just sit down with you and just chat. I definitely feel like I rambled a lot on this one, but it's okay and stuff.
Made it fun.
Yeah, but here's the plus side. Like, just because you're on it once doesn't mean you can't be on it again.
Oh, yeah, so, I can talk a lot more.
That's why I think somebody was on here, I think, and they was talking about it. It's like, oh, yeah, this, like, I wanted to talk and include everything. I was like, well, no, you can be back on it any time. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not like a one-done deal. Like, I was going to do, like, seasons, and I was going to do 10 for the first season, and I don't think I'm doing that. I think I'm just going to go and
just keep running with it. I would.
Because I was going to do 10 now, and then I was going to do 10 in the fall. But I think I'm just going to do until the fall, and then go from there. I think once we get like 20 or 30, like people's gonna be like, oh, this is
the real thing.
this is
yeah.
interesting and stuff. And I literally just bought a mic last night, so I'm trying to
We could do a little
upgrade.
group
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, I got to figure out some things because if we have another person over there, that I don't know where I'm gonna put the mic or the stand, but I'm trying to like that's the part I'm already trying to like think ahead. I want like
Or get one of those like little tiny mics to hang on our shirt.
I have those, but I just what's really nice about this is when I go to edit, it's all in one file. So I have to match 3 things up. I match up this camera, that camera, and then the audio, and that's it.
Okay.
So if I did that, I would have to like it just adds more into
Yeah.
it. What's really nice about these is the software that I use. I could add, I think you can add up to 8 different mics onto it. And
Okay.
and they'll all, every single mic will have their own like audio, and you can mute those and post, but like they can all be on one as well, all mashed up, synced. And so it's just nicer. The first one I did with Autumn was, I wouldn't say it was a mess. It was a learning experience because I had to record on my phone, on my laptop, and they were separate. And then we had to hit record on 4 things. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, we didn't know that yet and stuff. So, but these mics are really good. I'm not sponsored by them, but
Sponsor him.
yeah, Five Fine, sponsor me. They're really good. They're only like $70. They do really good quality, and they only have like a USB port, so you can, if you have like a Mac or anything, you can plug right in. They don't need additional power source, so like you could use it on your phone, you could use it on anything with a USB-C. It's really nice. That's why I like them. And
Yeah, these are nice.
yeah, the boom mic I literally got it at Goodwill though. That's the good one. This is the bad one because it doesn't turn towards me. But I'm just trying to upgrade. I'm doing what I
Nice.
can. But there, I'm rambling again. But but yeah, any viewers that's interested in Haley's work, just make sure I'm gonna put all of her links in the description below. As always, this podcast is sponsored by Megan Nicole Photography. Her studio is available to rent at any time. So if you're looking to do like mommy and me sessions, boudoir sessions, or just portraits, you can go to her website by clicking the link below in the description and booking your hour today. So make sure you do that. We had a great time here. I appreciate you just chatting and venting and talking gear and everything like that. It was a really great time. And viewers, make sure you follow. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It helps the podcast out, and not only helps the podcast, but it helps the channel too, so we can keep on creating great content. You guys make sure you stay safe, and remember, never stop creating.